If you're a woman over 35 and you're trying to lose weight the same way you did in your 20s, it's probably not working. That's because your hormonal stress has changed, aka what worked before doesn't work anymore. Once you hit perimenopause and menopause, it is a completely different game. You need to be using the right strategy now that you have this hormonal imbalance. But don't worry about it because you are in the right place. I'm a hormonal health coach that's helped thousands of women melt their body fat without counting calories, so I am gonna teach you the 5 non-negotiables to achieving hormonal balance naturally so you can actually lose that body fat. Number 5 is to get sunlight every single day. Sunlight and vitamin D have some really freaking cool benefits. Keeps your cortisol under control. It improves your mental health. It lowers blood pressure. It helps with your bone strength. It improves your sleep at night. And it is one of the best ways to lower inflammation naturally. I'm so hyped up on sun. And you can get all of these benefits if you walk in the morning. Even on an overcast day, you still get these benefits. But if you can't get outside and get that walk in the morning, you have an alternative. It's got one of these lamps. You can't see it because I'll just show you with my camera here. You get one of these lamps here. You can actually change the color, and you wanna make sure you get one that is at least 10,000 lux, because that is what's gonna start your circadian rhythm to give you a lot of the benefits. Combine that with a walking pad and you'll get most of the benefits, not all, but it's infinitely better than nothing because you're gonna help regulate your cortisol and get inflammation under control. Number 4 is to feed your gut microbiome. The reason you have to do this is because you have a gut-brain connection. And a lot of our hormones are actually produced and stored in the gut. So if you do not have good digestive health, you cannot have good hormonal health. And you already know this is true. If you've ever felt like a little bit sick, mentally, you also felt a little bit off. Like nobody's ever been on the verge of throwing up and it was like, I feel great. Like it doesn't happen. Mentally, you feel like crap. If physically, you feel like crap. But even if it's off a little bit, you're always gonna feel off a little bit. That is hormonal imbalance. How do you fix this? You wanna have at least 7 different colors and shades of fruits and vegetables in your diet every single day. It can sound like a lot, but it's actually very doable because there's so many fruits and vegetables that are multicolored, like apples or bell peppers, and there's 1 million that you could choose from, especially if you were to do berries or stir fry, super easy to get. You also wanna get at least 21 in the week. That is a bare minimum. Why? Because this is what will feed your gut microbiome, can help you cure chronic inflammatory conditions like leaky gut. But more importantly, you have to realize that this tube that goes from your mouth to the other end is a completely separate system than the rest of your body. What we feed our microbiome is dietary fiber that is soluble and insoluble fiber. These are called probiotics and prebiotics. That's what this tube eats. But what it releases is vitamins and minerals. That means that we are feeding something that it eats, and its byproduct is vitamins and minerals that it will release to our bodies, and then it will create those hormones and those feel-good neurotransmitters that we need in order to just feel like a person. And that brings me to number 3, which is to reduce inflammation naturally. If you have constipation or diarrhea, aka you're not having regular full bowel movements, that is leading to chronic inflammation in the form of leaky gut. If you have this, you will not have hormonal balance because your body's metabolic resources are being used to try to heal from what you just ate. You know this is happening because you get bloated after eating. That is not normal. That is an inflammatory response. So in order to fix this, you wanna eat and do a lot more anti-inflammatory type things that will reduce bloating naturally and get rid of all that inflammation in your gut. Things like doing walks immediately after your meals, using a rebounder, eating more anti-bloating foods like red dragon fruit, probiotics like sauerkraut. These will go a long way in order to actually heal the gut so you have that hormonal balance. Number 2 is to have something to look forward to every single day. A lot of women forget this, but think about how a kid acts like the day before Christmas. They are freaking bouncing off the walls with excitement. Their metabolism is through the freaking roof. If you do not have something to look forward to every single day, it is impossible to have a good metabolism. Just think about how you feel when you don't feel like doing anything. Do you make the best dietary choices? Absolutely not. What foods do you crave? Salt, sugar, fat, all the stuff that makes you fat. Instead, if you had something to look forward to every single day, your body's hormonal system has a reason to give you energy producing hormones. If you don't have something to look forward to, not only does your metabolism suck, your energy also sucks. You have to, non-negotiable, have something that you want to do every single day. And the number one thing you want to do as a woman trying to reach this better hormonal balance naturally is to make it really freaking easy. None of this matters if you are not highly consistent. Your hormonal system works on prediction. It will release hormones in anticipation of an upcoming event. If it doesn't know what is going to happen next, it is all going to happen randomly. If you are having your walks randomly, if you are having your probiotic foods randomly, if you are doing your life randomly, then it doesn't know what hormones to produce. There's a reason why you go for a walk in the morning, you come back in a better mood every single time. It's because you are achieving better hormonal balance through a consistent routine. Just think about like a 70, 80-year-old woman. Like, they all have a routine. Why do 100% of them have a routine? Because they know that that's the only way they can feel like a person. Once you reach perimenopause, your hormones are completely out of whack on a monthly basis. Once you hit menopause, they kind of suck all the time. But the good news is that as you follow a very highly consistent routine with all of these that you can do on your worst day, then you are gonna achieve that better hormonal balance and you get to keep all of those benefits. That's exactly why inside of my full program, I always have women take the easy way. The easy way is the only way you should be running your life because you have to be consistent even on your worst day. So make it really freaking easy. Those were the 5 non-negotiables to hormonal balance. But if you feel like your weight is stuck and you would like to learn more, I'm actually running a free live training teaching women in perimenopause and menopause how they can actually lose their body fat without counting calories and without taking supplements. You can register for this live event by clicking the link in the description. I hope to see you there. It's freaking awesome. I love doing these. Or you can watch this other video that explains what foods actually cause inflammation and stop weight loss for women in perimenopause and menopause. Subscribe to my channel. Love you all. Thanks for watching.